Hey, everybody. I told you we'd have this podcast up and running. It's Michael here, aka Reverend Morbid, and I'm here with.
Eric, Mopar Monster.
Excellent. Yeah, so this is the first ever podcast. So forgive us ahead of time. We're just getting our bearings with all this stuff. But yeah, so we wanted to just have an introductory episode and talk about what Monster Club is working on for this year, and have Eric here, aka Mopar Monster, just kind of go over what we've been doing, the mishap with the website, the Facebook page, and then what we're working on now.
All right. So, where do we want to start? Do we want to start with the new stuff, or do we want to start with the Facebook, or where are we at?
Well, people that don't know Monster Club, Cleveland Monster Club started in 2019. It rose from the ashes of the Reverend Morbid Sister Psycho show that Sister Psycho, aka Eva, put together with myself, and so we just wanted to kind of expand. We felt like, okay, Reverend Morbid was more focused on the music because it's an actual band, and I wanted to do something more horror, paranormal, all that. So I talked to my cousin Tanisha and called her up and said, hey, I'm thinking about changing things up with the Reverend Morbid Sister Psycho show. Would you be interested in participating? And she said, yeah, and I said, believe me, we're just flying off the seat of our pants here. Like, there's nothing, we have nothing planned. We don't know what to expect with this, because going back before that, we did a couple episodes, and we interviewed the people at Cleveland Curiosities
I
in
remember that
Lakewood.
One. Yeah.
And I was in full crazy character back then.
You were all revved up.
I was, yeah. I know people are probably hearing me now like, hey, what happened to the Rev's voice? What happened to that guy?
Yeah.
He evolved and turned into other things, and it was all good. And then we also went to a couple of the free comic book days, and it just kind of, I felt like we kind of hit a wall, and there wasn't much we could do left. So I said, this has to be bigger. This has to really expand. And like I said, I was talking to my cousin. I said, I'm going to do this, and we're going to just wing it and see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I like where it went. I've been having a great time. You guys invited me to be an admin on the Facebook thing, and started out as a moderator, went to an admin, and then I started the TikTok thing. We moved to TikTok, got that rolling, and me and Sister Psycho have been posting videos up on there. So yeah, I mean, we've fanned out pretty far. I mean,
yeah, we added a lot of members pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I know you got added shortly after Tanisha, and I approached Larry, aka Stretch. He came on board, and then my wife, and then it just kept going for a while there. But we had, we were kind of still feeling our way. It started out as a social club for
a meme share.
Yeah, horror enthusiasts, and we built our own characters. We called it our Halloween names, and it just fit. We wanted our personalities to come out in our characters. Reverend Morbid was just based on the band, and I took the persona, and a long time ago I was talking about when I was first recording the first album about doing that. About, hey, one day maybe I'll use the Rev for something else, and lo and behold, look at what we're doing.
Look at now. Look at us now.
And look at us now.
Yeah, I mean, we're everything from horror enthusiasts, paranormal investigators, to sci-fi junkies. I mean, that's
right.
Basically where we're at, right?
We're looking for like-minded freaks that share, what we like, and it grew for a long time, and then we got chopped at the knees by Facebook and their crazy Gestapo.
Yeah,
I still don't know how that You know.
Yeah, so it seems,
I don't even know what we did.
It seems like
Pissed too many people
right
off.
around October time, we started doing some updates to the Facebook part of Cleveland Monster Club, and somehow Facebook decided that we were outside the guidelines.
Yeah.
And they put us in Facebook jail indefinitely.
Yeah, we just never came out. It's like no warning. We just
no warning. They didn't tell us what
Right.
we did. They're saying you're going to jail. You can't do that. We're shutting it down. So we had over 780 members on Facebook, Cleveland Monster Club, and then all of a sudden, bam, nothing. We had to start all over. Not only did we have to start all over, we had a bunch of lives that we had saved.
Yeah.
That we did with Bill Krejci and
Danny
Stewart. We had a whole bunch of lives that we did that were just very good, and we had a blast doing them and talking to these people and actually learning about all these different things that we've been doing. And it sucks. We lost it all. All the photos, all the video, everything. So we had to start over on Facebook, and now it's Cleveland Monster Club 2.0.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's basically starting over.
Definitely go, you know,
Facebook.
We can definitely, you know, if people are interested, we're at Cleveland Monster Club 2.0 because the original page, like we were saying, got removed. But you know, we got a lot of plans this year. We hook up with Cleveland Hawk Club and their events. You know, in May and October, or May and July.
We also have the cemetery that we're going to be at.
Right.
So
yeah.
Riverside Cemetery is doing a thing in June or July? July. Go on Facebook. You can find it. Look up Riverside Cemetery. They are going to be doing an arts festival, and there's going to be some vendors there. I will be there for Cleveland Monster Club. He's going to be there. Be selling coffin lid shirts and stuff like that. And Cleveland Monster Club apparel will I'll have both hearses there. Well, hopefully both hearses. I don't know if we're going to have room for both. Definitely going to have one hearse there. And we'll be exploiting some possible stuff with Grave Expectations. But yeah, that's coming up. Halfway to Halloween thing for Cleveland Hot Club is coming up the end of May. That'll be in Avon. And then their Halloween garage sale this year, they're doing, this is kind of funny. They do a Halloween garage sale every year in August. Mm-hmm. Okay? And they do a hearse cruise-in every year with that. And this year, they're doing it at the Crusher Stadium.
Nice.
Over in Avon. It turned out that the park that they had us in, the ballpark, had multiple softball parks. The venue's just too big for that. So they switched it to the Crusher Stadium. I don't know how they're going to do it with the hearses and all the vendors, but it should be interesting.
Yeah, and I think like last year, the weather really kind of put a damper on. Not so much, but
yeah, it rained. It was miserable.
Yeah, it was very rainy, very muddy. I remember taking the stroller and got stuck in the mud so many times.
Did you have the wagon too? You had the wagon or the stroller?
It was the wagon. The wagon. That's right.
Yeah,
that thing. And you know, it's funny. I only bought that for stuff like that. You know, I don't think I use it any other time unless I'm going to the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
You know, that I use that. But yeah, that cleaning that thing was fun.
Oh man, we had a couple hearses get stuck out in the mud.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was just miserable. But we all still had a great time. As miserable as it was, it's still a great time.
Yeah, it was only miserable because of the weather.
It was just because of all the mud. Yeah. If it wouldn't have rained for 3 days in advance, it wouldn't have been so bad. But then it rained for 3 days. They couldn't cut the grass, and the water had nowhere to go. I mean, it just and then you get 400,000 people walking through it.
Right, and a lot of people had disabilities and
the
strollers.
It was bad.
But
hopefully this year, being at the Crusher Stadium over there in Avon.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. The Hearse Cruise-In. You can if there's one event you have to go to, if you miss everything go in July. It's the middle of summer. The Hearse Cruise-In.
It's August. It's August.
Is it August now?
Yeah, it's August. I think it's going to be in August. Either end
of
of July. Or
last year was July, I believe.
I think August. First weekend of August. So I'm actually.
We'll post it.
Yeah, it will be posted. I'm actually going to try to make Hearse Fest up in Michigan this year in Flowerville. So every year, there's a group called Dead Sled, and they're hearse enthusiasts. It's a club. Everybody has a hearse in this club, or they want to buy a hearse, or we talk about hearses, or they're selling hearses. Dead Sled is actually a brand, and they're from Michigan, and they're trying to break the record in the parade of having the most hearses in a parade. They're trying to break a world record.
That's cool. Yeah.
So I'm going to take both of mine. I'm going to take Morticia and I'm going to take Boris up there. I got to get them both mechanically sound to make it there. And we're going to go up to Flowerville, Michigan. And I guess the parade ends at Flowerville Fairgrounds. And that's where all the hearses are going to be.
Nice.
So, yeah, it should be a great time. It's going to be my first time going to that event. I've already taken time off work. We're going to go up the day before, grab a hotel, and spend the night. Do the thing the next day, and then stay the night and come back on Sunday. I mean, it sounds like it's going to be a great event.
Yeah.
But if you guys get a chance, you can look that event up on Dead Sled's Facebook page also.
Yeah, yeah. And they appear at all the. I know weren't they a sponsor. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that, but I believe they were one of the sponsors of last year's Hearse Cruise-In.
They are always
Avon.
the last 3 years. They've been the sponsor of the Hearse Cruise-In and Avon.
Nice.
So 3 years ago, they started doing it in a bigger venue over in Weisfield. It got to be too big for where they were having it over by the park in Bay Village. They had to move it to Avon. They needed a larger place. And I tell you what, the first year they did it there at that Weiss Park in Weiss Fields, they actually almost had to shut it down because emergency vehicles couldn't get down the road.
Yeah.
So there was that much of a following to get that many people out there, and that's when I hooked up with Dead Sled. I think that was their first year of actually sponsoring it, and I just bought my first hearse. I had Vincent,
yeah,
the '98 Caddy, and that was a fun time. I mean, I got to meet a lot of people. A lot of hearse enthusiasts. There was probably like only 25 or 30 hearses last year.
It just keeps the number just grows.
It keeps growing. It's just like amazing. All these people just come out of the woodwork, and next thing you know, like last year we had almost 60 hearses.
Yeah.
It was insane. And in the mud, all these people came out with their hearses in the mud, and it's like
that's dedication right there.
That is dedication, and it's a good brand. I bought some Dead Sled stuff, shirts.
Yep.
I even bought the medallions for the grill. The Dead Sled medallions got the skull on it. It's pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, so we're still, we're reassembling and rearranging Cleveland Monster Club after the Facebook incident, Facebook gate. But so we're also for those again going back to what we're all about. We started off as a social club, and we kind of incorporated the ghost hunting team part of it. So we're part ghost hunting, part social group, just to kind of set ourselves a little bit apart, because I know there's quite a bit of ghost hunting teams just in Ohio alone. I mean,
yeah, so a lot of them have actually been beating on my door on Facebook and on TikTok. A lot of paranormal groups, actually all over the world on TikTok, are starting to come out of the woodwork, and they're following us on TikTok, and they're starting to see us on Facebook and everything like that, and YouTube. But yeah, I mean, the stuff that we've done together, or as by ourselves, actually, because you've done some stuff by yourself in your old house and in the cigar shop.
Yeah.
And then we did some stuff together. And we got all of us together. We did the reformatory down in Ohio, down at the Ohio State Reformatory. That was a good time.
That was a great one. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's just so much stuff out there, and we've actually gotten some results. There were some times where we didn't get anything. So, it's hit or miss with the paranormal investigation. Using the same equipment, we've got newer equipment. Just trying to use the stuff and figure out when to use it and when not to use it. It's just a great time.
Mm-hmm. Boy, I wish I would have. I mean, not to name the cigar shop. I wish we would have been able to.
I do too. I
there.
so wish.
I mean,
that would have been a great place.
For those who don't know, there's a cigar shop somewhere in Ohio, and I went there and just heard all these stories from the old guys that hung out in there. I mean, they see this spirit so much that they just ignore it. That's how crazy haunted this place is.
I mean, everything from blinds swinging from side to side, windows closing, doors opening,
I was a
rooms
witness.
falling down, TVs turning on and off. I mean, come on, who doesn't want to be there?
I witnessed that.
Who doesn't want to be there?
Like,
for that?
how are you guys not like? How do you guys not have ghost? These History Channel ghost hunting teams beating your door down,
right?
But I get it, so maybe they don't want the publicity.
Okay, so they don't want the publicity. They don't want people coming in and saying, hey, we want to do a paranormal investigation. Because next thing you know, they got every Tom, Dick, and Harry coming in with equipment and shutting everything down because they got to close and do this and do that. And then they got to make sure nobody steals any of the cigars because I'm sure they have $100,000 worth of cigars in the place.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
And they got to make sure, they got to check their inventory afterwards and before. I mean, it's probably a huge fiasco. I would imagine. I could honestly say just because of the inventory, no.
Yeah.
It
was just fun to kind of be let in on that.
Yeah.
And just that's the it's like their little secret.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you a really funny story. I was there. So there was. There was a game going on, and these bus drivers decided to hang out close by. And one of the guys in there was, saying, hey, once you stop in, we sell, bottled waters and the like. We're not just a cigar shop, Most cigar shops do that, But so a male and a female. The male walked in. The female was following a little bit further back. I guess she was looking at her phone or doing something. But she stopped in the entranceway because they have a rear entrance where most of the people go in. And she said, "I'm not going in. I'm not going into the shop because somebody died here." Like she knew, and the guy was just like, oh, here we go. Here we go. But the thing is the people there knew what she was talking about. So that's why I believe, not all there's a lot of psychics that are charlatans, but there's the ones that are really sensitive.
But there's some people that are mediums and they don't even know it.
Right.
And
she was right. She was right because it was a little kid that died there. I mean, like I said, I won't go into too much detail because then I don't. Like I said, I want to keep their secret
a secret. Yeah, the only people should know about is them and anybody who's a regular there who knows about it.
Yeah.
But I mean that goes back. I mean, heck, when I was growing up, every time we moved, we moved into a new place and I could feel things, and we'd start seeing stuff between me and my two sisters, and every time I went to a house, and we moved in. And my mom was like, oh, come on. Every place we go into doesn't have to be haunted. I'm like, I'm not, if I'm hearing stuff up in the attic, I'm hearing stuff. I'm not making it up.
Yeah.
Or if I'm up in the attic, I'm hearing stuff downstairs. I'm like, there's something going on, and you're picking up on it. It's happening.
Yeah. I mean, I truly believe that we're sensitive to that. There's, I've been, I've felt quite a bit of different things, encounters and like I said, I went over someone's house and I was cleansing their house and I saw a shadow person out of the corner of my eye and I went, hell no. I did not just see that just now. It's weird because now that we're delving into this subject a little bit, it's hard to explain to people that don't see things like that because it's out of the norm.
Well,
it's,
and,
you know,
and not only that, they're just not
that.
open to the perspective of it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people out there that don't believe in it because they just haven't seen it, they haven't experienced it, and they probably never will because their mind isn't open enough for it. You have to have some sort of an openness to it and have some belief in it in order to see and hear everything that's going on.
There's people that don't believe in it and still see stuff that don't know what the heck they just saw.
And they still don't believe in it too.
Yeah.
I mean, we've come across that where
they're like, I don't know what I just saw, but
I still don't believe it. But you know, and you can have all the evidence, video evidence, audio evidence, all the meters going crazy and everything else. You know, you got all these different devices.
Yeah.
You got the physical scientific proof that there's something going on, and there's naysayers. No, that's BS. It's like, no, man, it's real.
Yeah. I'll add to the comment about the shadow person I saw. Of course, I was not there for that. It was just something that just happened, and you know, it's just like, you know, maybe when I go over someone's house, even if it's not for a ghost hunt or something, I should probably have some kind of camera on me going, because I'm convinced I could have caught that on camera. It was like something you would see on one of those, you know, crazy YouTube shows. It's when you see it, when it happens to you, I can explain it to you, and you're more inclined to believe me because you know me.
Oh, I've seen this stuff.
But then there's people out there in internet land that, you know, or somebody on the street that goes, you know, you're full of it. You're just doing it for attention.
Like I said, there's a lot of naysayers.
I'm telling you, I'm not trying to get people to believe in it, but when you see something like that, you don't even know what to think. You're just like, the first thing I thought was, there's a prowler in the house. Like, I was more scared of that prospect.
There was somebody else in the house.
Am I gonna be able to overpower this person? Do they have a knife? Do they have a gun? You know, that was what was going on in my head. The first thought wasn't, oh my God, you know. But when I went around that corner and I didn't see anything, you know, then I thought, holy smokes, I just saw something that was not a regular person. It wasn't until after that I said, because I was expecting like a homeless guy going, just squatter or something. Yeah. No, it was nothing there. Nothing. Just, you know, and it wasn't a hallway. It was a cutout, you know, it was an enclosed area. So there's no way, you know. So, you know, do what you will with that.
Either you got proof or you don't have proof. You've lived through it, and that's how it is, man. If you don't believe, you don't believe. If you do, you do.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we got a lot of plans. We're trying to, you know, Eric and I also we're shamelessly plugging our businesses, but you know, Eric,
shameless.
we do it without shame.
It is without shame, because we all have it. I mean, everybody's got a little small business niche.
Little hustle.
It is a little side hustle, but you know, it's something to help people out, or something that everybody enjoys. I know Sister Psycho Eva, she's got her little Evolutionary Productions company going, and
you got your hearse business.
I got the hearse business. If anybody asks, I actually run a hearse limousine service. I am the only hearse limousine service in Cleveland, Ohio. So if you got a prom, wedding, or here's a shameless plug, prom, wedding, or you just want to go on a night out of town in a hearse,
a divorce,
a divorce party, you name it, man. You know, give me a holler. I'll come pick you up in Boris or Morticia. And,
you know, you could also market yourself for bachelors and bachelorettes, because it's the death of their single life.
I mean, and you know what, the license plate on the back of Boris says "Last Ride."
Right. See, so
I do weddings also.
You feel like dying that day. You feel like you're dying just a little bit.
You just lost that much more of your soul.
Yeah.
But yeah, So and then Mike has his Coffin Lid
Apparel.
Apparel,
So,
and his production company. Are you producing or? No?
Am I?
No, I don't know. Are you? You used to do.
I? Have a look at the
You
camera.
used to do the record stuff.
Yeah, that's been kind of like on the back burner. COVID shut that down.
Oh yeah.
And then I just kind of went the apparel route. So it's been going good, So we'll put up links at the end, and that way you guys can go check us out and like our pages and maybe buy a service or buy something.
T-shirts. And we do have Cleveland Monster Club shirts and hats and bandanas.
Shameless plugs.
Always. I mean, we're not making
shame.
anything off the Cleveland Monster Club stuff. We're selling it basically.
We just want you to look cool.
Yeah. So here's the thing with all of our shirts and our hats and our bandanas, they glow in the dark. They glow in the dark. It's cool as heck. The reason why I actually started having them made glow in the dark is so that while we're doing our paranormal investigations in the dark, we can actually see each other.
Yeah.
So we're in the dark in the middle.
That's thinking ahead, man.
It is. I mean, I'm like, man, either we're going to be.
Oh my God, there's a glow. What? Oh my God.
Yeah, either you got a bunch of flashlights bouncing around, or you can actually see the little green Cleveland Monster Club hat bouncing around. So yeah, it was a great idea, and we sell these things so that you can have them too. So yeah, the bandanas are like $5 each. The shirts are $20 unless you go with a 2X or a 3X, And because
again, no shame.
No shame, none at all.
We just do this,
Hats are $10,
We just do that so we can keep doing what we're doing,
That's it. And like I said, we don't make money off of that stuff.
Now, if you want to sponsor, then you can.
Yeah, if you want to sponsor something, then we'll take your money.
We'll slide your name, in your information up on the podcast. But yeah, we just kind of threw this first episode together. There will be more to be had with special guests, and so we're working on that because I'm already talking to a couple of people about it, and thanks for coming aboard, and we hope you enjoyed our little chat session of just kind of winging it.
That's it, man.
That's all we're going to be doing.
This is a winging it one.
Yeah.
So this is our first podcast, and we can actually say, don't forget to like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that little button at the bottom so that you get the alerts.
That annoys you like 3 a.m.
Hey, you get alerts from us.
We posted something. We also have YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
The YouTube page.
The YouTube page.
Cleveland Monster Club.
Yep, that's where we keep all the long videos.
Yes.
I mean, long videos, man. I had to. The Ohio State Reformatory.
We're reading the Constitution in that one.
Yeah, the Ohio State Reformatory one was 4 videos long because it was just going through what I have 5, 6. I had 8 cameras, 2 audio recorders, and I had to go through, I think, 6 hours of footage on each one. So it was brutal on me just editing.
Well, let's hope this one doesn't take too long. Be sitting here for days. Michael, when's that episode coming out? Oh, I swear to God, it's coming out.
Yeah.
We're recording it right now.
Yeah, that's how it goes. The editing's the worst part. Recording, it's the easy part. We're just winging it. We're just having a good time.
Matter of fact, we'll post this on the YouTube channel as well.
Yeah.
And that way, we'll put the link up on the Monster Club Facebook page.
Yeah.
So.
Put it on TikTok too.
TikTok, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we
Why
got
not?
all the socials.
Why not?
I don't know. Are we on X? Are we still on?
I'm not sure.
I know we were on Twitter.
X is kind of getting interesting because
it is.
I get announcements. It's weird. Not to go over the deep end, but when I first went over to X, I had already started the Coffin Lid page for that because I'm getting away from doing personal stuff. It's more just the business stuff, and they showed a DJ just get his brains blown out right there on a show, and it was like,
Jesus.
Did I just see that? Like, what just happened? Like, he got accidentally shot on his podcast.
Oh my gosh!
And that would not happen here. I would hope not.
No.
People accidentally getting shot, but yeah, that was a very strange thing. But yeah, X has no filter, for sure.
I mean, that's a good thing, but to what extent?
Right.
But I mean,
to each his own.
I know.
I mean, Elon Musk has what, like 100 billion. I don't even think he cares.
I mean, whatever. But I know we were on Twitter. Cleveland Monster Club was on Twitter. Mm-hmm. I've never been on Twitter, and when it turned to X, I downloaded.
You weren't tweeting?
No, I wasn't a tweeter.
Tweeter.
Yeah, Twitter tweeter. That's a
now it's what's X now?
X is just.
Are
X.
you Xing?
Yeah, you're Xing.
You're just Xing.
You're Xing. So
you're Musking.
I did download X, and I kind of just created a generic account just to scroll through it, and I'm like, yeah, this is a battery killer on a cell phone too. And I can't, so I deleted it.
We're also on Instagram, but we really need to get back on that horse because we're not good at it.
I would have to have this thing plugged in 24/7 if I had all these apps.
Like I would forget I had a family.
And I would have to sit there and just go like this all day long. So yeah, I mean, I get it. We're on all formats. We're out there for whatever. There's a lot of people that don't follow us on the FB. There's a lot of people that don't.
Shame on you.
That don't X. There's a lot of people that don't do the other things. So the YT and all this stuff, and it's just a lot of apps.
so much social.
But
media.
It's fun. It is fun.
Social media that makes you antisocial.
It really does.
It does.
I honestly think if you were to stay on those apps, you would be the most antisocial person ever.
You would forget to bathe and just You
just need to come out and do the stuff.
Yeah. So we're gonna sign off. We appreciate you hanging out with us and checking out our page. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and get those notifications that we're posting these.
Absolutely.
And visit us on all the social medias. We'll have links in the credits. So again, I am Reverend Morbid.
Mopar Monster.
And this is Cleveland Monster Club Podcast. Have a good one.
See you guys later.